She can't make her own breakfast. She can make her own breakfast. She's been doing it for a week. They can't do their laundry. Yeah, they can. We just need to give them an opportunity to try and the right supports. Is your family on different pages? Do your other family members believe in your loved one's possibility of living an awesome, ordinary life? If you're watching this video, I'm guessing maybe not, right? So it can be a real challenge within our families to all get on the same page, to get alignment with supporting our loved one with a developmental disability to grow and to live into an awesome, ordinary life. And this can cause a lot of tension within our families as well. So it varies. It can be just the little things that we can't get alignment on, all the way to the big things, that big, awesome, ordinary life vision that we struggle to get alignment on and on the same page on. So in this video, I want to talk about some tips that might be helpful to get your other family members on the same page and to get you moving in the same direction. So there are 4 tips that I want to provide you today. So the first tip that I found really helpful is shared learning experiences. One of the reasons that you might not be on the same page is different levels of learning, and learning specifically around, developmental disability and maybe best practices around developmental disability, what's been helpful for other families, right? So if you're watching this video, you're probably one of those people that maybe has been doing the work to do the learning around how do we support our loved one to grow and move forward and have an awesome, ordinary life. And other family members might not have done as much, right? So there might be different levels of learning, but having a shared learning experience can be really, really helpful. So in the courses that I provide, so the independence coaching program and the life plan coaching program to help families build an awesome, ordinary life plan with their loved one, I found that those learning experiences, when families are doing them together, or there's a couple of family members, maybe it's mom and dad, or mom and a sibling, or dad and a sibling, right? And engaging with your loved one in those courses, they can be really helpful because you're learning the same things, and you can think about, well, how might that apply with our loved one? And it's not you trying to convince maybe your those other family members. There's another teacher or facilitator that's doing that work on your behalf, right? So those shared learning experiences can be really helpful, even if it's just some videos, right? So you can pick out some videos from one video from a vlog, for example, that I've done, and share it with your other family member, ask them to watch it, and then maybe have a conversation with them, right? So that way it's me doing the influencing rather than you having to do the influencing. The next piece, the second tip, is conversation. So conversation's not easy. Conversation's not easy. I get it. But the only way that we're going to be able to get alignment and move towards being on the same page is conversation. It's dialogue, right? And that shared learning, by the way, complements tip number 2, conversation. It often leads into conversation. But the more conversation that we have, the more we're going to get, hopefully, towards being on the same page. The third tip, which goes in alignment with tip number 1, shared learning, and tip number 2, conversation, is finding common ground. So my bet is there's at least a few places where you're in agreement, right? Even if you feel like you're not on the same page, you're probably more in alignment than you think you are, right? So find those common points, those points where you are on the same page, and start there. Start with where there's the common ground. Maybe it's one opportunity where you're in alignment, where it's like, yeah, it would be really helpful for our loved one to grow in this area. Maybe it's their morning routine. Awesome. Start there. Use that as a foundational building block to continue your momentum, to continue to get on the same page, to continue the conversation. Okay, tip number 4, our last tip, is to share successes. So let's say you try a few of those things and it's just not working. You can't get on the same page as your other family members. Well, it can be really helpful to share the successes that your loved one is having, right? So let's say maybe that morning routine, you couldn't get alignment on it, but you and your loved one move forward with it anyways. Take some of those successes that your loved one is going to have and share them with your other family members, right? It's like the proof. It's the proof that, hey, our loved one is capable of growing. This is what they did. Here's a picture. Or have your loved one tell them about it, right? Share those successes. Have a conversation about it at dinner, right? So I think that if you try these 4 tips, right, and you don't have to do all of them, but they all do work together. So shared learning experiences, having conversation, continued conversation, finding that common ground, and sharing successes, celebrating successes will help you go down the path of getting on the same page with your other family members to help your loved one grow and create an awesome, ordinary life. So scroll down, leave me a comment, let me know which one of these 4 tips you are going to try on. And if you haven't yet, check out the brand new workshop on growing independence. It's completely free. There's a link below. You can click on that and register. I'm Eric Gall. Together, let's take a step forward.